Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. 90-Day Fiancé's Michael Ilesanmi reveals if he's actually worried amid Angela Deem's threats to get him deported after implying money problems. Michael Ilesanmi from 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After recently revealed whether he was concerned about potentially being forced to leave the United States as Angela Deem's efforts to have him deported intensify. He relocated to America with Angela in December 2023. The couple hoped to start anew in their married life, despite previous issues, such as Michael's infidelity and Angela's aggressive nature. Unfortunately, their relationship quickly deteriorated after they started living together, leading Michael to leave Angela's house and establish himself in Houston, Texas. Angela has since initiated annulment proceedings to have him deported. Recently, Michael shared a clip of a podcast from @Racefa on his Instagram story that revealed his current mental state. The message in the video said, "You see, worrying is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it doesn't get you anywhere." Although Michael didn't mention Angela or his potential deportation, he expressed his feelings. He let his followers know that he wasn't concerned about the future and had chosen to prioritize his peace above all else. Michael's Instagram story doesn't refute his deportation rumors, but it highlights his healthy mental state and growth over the past year. The Nigerian 90-Day Fiancé franchise star ended his unhealthy marriage to Angela in early 2024. Since then, he has matured and transformed his life. Michael no longer relies on others to cover his expenses or provide financial support. Instead, he appears to be earning his own money and thriving in the United States. Recently, Michael experienced snowfall for the first time and seemed eager for more adventures in his new home country. Michael's lack of concern about his deportation also indicates that he's confident in his case. It appears that he isn't anxious about returning to Nigeria because he trusts that his estranged wife won't be able to have him deported. Throughout recent months, Michael has posted many updates showcasing this same high level of confidence. He has revamped his wardrobe, found a new home, forged new friendships, and gained a significant following among fans. In less than a year of rejoining social media, Michael has amassed nearly 200,000 Instagram followers and received over 50,000 in donations. While Michael isn't worried about losing to Angela in court, he should probably be concerned about his future. Unlike his estranged wife, Michael is still relatively new to the United States and hasn't yet found a stable footing. Though he has had financial support through his fundraising campaign and his savings, he hasn't achieved success as an influencer. The 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, Alam is still in the early stages of establishing himself in the United States, so he should be more cautious and avoid rubbing his happiness in Angela's face, as it may only provoke her anger. Michael Ilesanmi, the Nigerian husband to Angela Deem from 90-Day Fiancé, recently gave fans some insight into his thoughts on his relationship and the brewing storm of Angela's increasingly intense threats. Angela, known for her fiery temper and explosive confrontations on the show, has left viewers on edge after insinuating financial difficulties in their marriage, sparking an unsettling series of events. Michael, typically reserved and mild-mannered, now faces the possibility of being deported after Angela threatened to send him back to Nigeria, seemingly over accusations of money-related issues. But just how worried is Michael about all of this? In a candid interview, Michael revealed his emotions and outlook on the entire situation. The underlying question that's been plaguing fans and critics alike is he genuinely worried about the future of his marriage and the potential for deportation? Michael's answers paint a complex picture, one of a man torn between love, fear, and his desire to maintain stability amidst the whirlwind chaos that is Angela's presence in his life. The money problem and Angela's growing concerns. The entire ordeal began when Angela started to voice her concerns about the financial strain their relationship seemed to be under. While they both faced hardships throughout their marriage, Angela's frustrations with Michael's apparent lack of financial progress seemed to come to a boiling point during their most recent season of 90 Day Fiancé. There was a particular moment where Angela implied that Michael wasn't doing enough to contribute financially, casting doubt on his ability to support her in the way she expected. In true Angela fashion, her anger escalated, and her threats soon followed. Her worries were grounded in the belief that their marriage was founded on more than love. It was a partnership that should be backed by financial security. For Angela, the idea that Michael might not be pulling his weight in this regard seems to have been the tipping point. She quickly moved from questioning his efforts to threatening to deport him, a dramatic move that shocked viewers and left Michael reeling. But as the tension rises, Michael is left to contend with not only his wife's fury but also the looming possibility of losing everything he's worked for: his chance at a life with Angela in America. Michael's response: a calm before the storm. While Angela's threats were dramatic, Michael's response was measured. He admits to feeling upset by her outbursts but also expresses his deep concern for the fallout. "It's hard to take in when someone you love says something so hurtful," Michael says, his voice soft but steady. "I've been trying my best, but sometimes it feels like nothing is ever enough. It's not easy being in a marriage where every move you make is under constant scrutiny, especially when you're far from home." Michael's decision to keep calm in the face of Angela's wrath is reflective of his overall personality. Despite the emotional roller coaster that Angela's behavior often brings, Michael has learned to temper his responses. However, his vulnerability slips through when he speaks about the fear of losing the life he's built in America. "I've been through a lot to get here," Michael continues, hinting at the long journey from Nigeria to the US and all the challenges that came with securing his visa. "If things don't work out with Angela, I don't know what will happen to me. I just don't want to go back." For Michael, the fear of deportation isn't just about the physical relocation. It's about the emotional toll of losing the woman he loves, the dream of a better life, and the uncertainty of his future. His calm demeanor is a cover for a much deeper anxiety. "It's hard not to be worried," he confesses. "You never know when it could all come crashing down, and it's not just about staying in America, it's about staying with the person I want to build my future with." The emotional toll. Is Michael at breaking point? While Michael has remained largely composed, the emotional weight of the situation is undeniably wearing on him. His gentle nature often puts him at odds with Angela's more confrontational style, but this dynamic creates an emotional dichotomy that's difficult for him to navigate. There's a sense of sadness that seems to creep into his words whenever the subject of Angela's threats arises. "It's hard to explain, but I feel trapped," Michael shares, his voice tinged with a rare vulnerability. "On one hand, I want to make her happy. I want to fix things. But on the other hand, there are so many things out of my control." This feeling of helplessness is something Michael has grappled with for years. His attempts to placate Angela, to offer reassurances that things will get better, are often met with skepticism and further accusations. "Every time I think I'm doing the right thing, it feels like it's just not enough," he adds, shaking his head. "I'm constantly in this cycle of trying and failing, and it's exhausting." Love, hope, and the struggle for stability. Despite the immense pressure, Michael continues to hold on to the hope that things will improve between him and Angela. His love for her is clear, even in the face of her threats and emotional volatility. He points to their good moments as evidence that their relationship still has a fighting chance. "We've had our ups and downs, but I believe in us," Michael says, his eyes betraying a mixture of hope and sadness. "I know Angela is tough, but I believe that deep down, she loves me. She's just angry right now. For Michael, love isn't just about surviving in a relationship, it's about making it work despite the odds. The challenge, however, lies in how much longer he can keep going through the emotional and psychological turmoil before he reaches his breaking point. Michael's patience and resilience have been tested time and time again, and while he insists that he's not worried about the future, his actions suggest otherwise. There's only so much a person can take before they begin to crack under the pressure. The reality of deportation, a bitter pill to swallow. When it comes to the threat of deportation, Michael remains wary but cautiously optimistic. I don't think Angela would go that far, he reflects. I don't want to believe that she would actually send me back. We've been through so much together, and I don't think she wants to lose me, even though she says she does. But underneath his words, there's an undeniable fear. Michael knows that in the world of immigration and visas, things are rarely as simple as they seem. A single misstep could change everything, and his precarious situation only adds to the pressure. As his future in the US hangs in the balance, Michael is forced to confront the very real possibility that Angela's threats could come to fruition. Conclusion: the future of Michael and Angela's relationship. So, is Michael worried? Absolutely. Despite his calm demeanor and his insistence that he isn't concerned about the possibility of deportation, it's clear that the emotional toll of this tumultuous relationship has taken its toll on him. His fear of losing everything, including his dream of a future with Angela, is palpable. Ultimately, Michael's fate lies not just in his hands but in Angela's. The next chapters of their tumultuous love story will be shaped by whether they can overcome the financial and emotional obstacles that threaten to tear them apart, and whether Michael's quiet worry can be soothed by the very woman who caused it in the first place.